Let's start over. We're Redbar here. We got to get into the light news, right?
Yes, we've got
Should
a big
we get into light news? We got a big story, a big scoop. Big scoop, big story. You guys ready to get into light news here today? Everybody's favorite news program. You know, I still got to do a new intro for this one here for the new season. It's time for light news. Yeah, don't start with me. Don't start with me. It's a time for light news. Thank you so much. This is your morning news program. There's not much today, but there's a story here that I'm dying to tell. And it has to do with a brand new comedian. Well, a comedian that I thought was brand new. I'd never really heard of this guy. Apparently, a lot of you guys like this guy. And maybe I even like him, too. We're going to find out today. It's the sad and shocking story of SNL's newest cast member, Shane Gillis. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Shane Gillis. You know, and I know very little about him. However, I was introduced to him, or I probably saw him around. I just wasn't paying attention because he kind of just looks like an average schlub. You know what I mean? Doesn't really have a star presence. So maybe I've seen him around, but
Xander said he's the best podcast guest.
Well,
That's
we're
all I
going to
know
find
about
out.
him.
We're going to find out today. So I saw him 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, on my favorite podcast, everybody's favorite live podcast, Kill Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe's Kill Tony. Remember Kill Tony? I saw him on there, and it actually something happened on that show that we wrote down, and we were going to show everybody, but I go, I don't know if people know who Shane Gillis is, so I'm not going to show this on the show yet, but we had it in our show notes. We have it in our show notes. And then the other day, I see somebody saying something about Shane Gillis. He's this new SNL cast member. How did this start yesterday? Yesterday, we're sitting around, and it came about. It was such a weird how this thing came about. Somebody was talking about like Compound Media and this guy, Shane Gillis.
I think T-Buzz.
Yes, T-Buzz, this guy, this listener of ours, T-Buzz.
Love
Okay,
him.
sure. Let's hear this.
He posted on the Bring Back group that a guy who has a show on Compound Media, Shane Gillis, got an SNL cast member position.
Got it. Okay. So I guess Shane Gillis has a show on Compound Media
I
as
guess.
well. I didn't know about this. A Fair One of their new trial shows.
that's
It's
it.
called A Fair One, his show. Now, we saw this guy, Shane Gillis, again on Kill Tony, and something weird happened. I'm going to show you that clip today. And then yesterday, that guy, T-Buzz, goes, yeah, this guy from Compound Media he's the new SNL cast member. And then I'm looking at this article, and they say Shane Gillis is this new SNL cast member. And I go, oh, my God, I saw this guy on Kill Tony 3 weeks ago, and I actually wrote down a time code. I was sitting on this clip thinking none of you knew who he was, but this is perfect. Now that he's got SNL, I could show the clip, and it'll have... And then somebody commented, they go, wow, I can't believe Shane got SNL, you know, if he's working with Anthony Cumia on the Compound Media Network. You know, Anthony Cumia, the guy who said, they're not people, they're slaves, they're savages, when talking about blacks, right? They said, wow, I can't believe some guy who's got a show on Compound Media is going to be on SNL. That's going to be tough for him. And then somebody else chimed in the thread in the Bring Back group and said, yeah, Shane Gillis says a lot of bad stuff. I can't believe he got SNL. And then literally an hour later, in that thread, someone goes, wow, that didn't take long. And they posted a link of some SJs on Twitter saying, oh, Shane Gillis, he's a racist. Here's proof. And then an hour after that, the New York Times and Vanity Fair run the story Shane Gillis is a racist. So we've got all this for you today. And then at the end, I'll show you my clip. You know, Shane Gillis is a racist stuff. That stuff is funny to me. That's just fun stuff. But the clip I have to show you, this is where I draw the line, actually. So the racism stuff I actually like. I would encourage more people to do stuff like that. That's very funny. We'll show you all that. But then at the end, I'm going to show you something that I don't like about Shane. Now, I do understand that a lot of people like him. I don't know him. I've seen some of his racist clips. I actually like those. And I'm going to be honest here. Those are spicy. Okay? Those make me smile. But what I saw about him at the end, I didn't like, so I am going to ultimately probably be picking on him today. But I want to make it perfectly clear. I am undecided. All right? I'm just doing what I do best. And if somebody is a comedian, there is a 90% chance that they are bad. Okay? You know me with that. Okay? So let's find out here today. Let's see where they started. So he gets SNL. Let's see. And here's the article. Here's the original tweet. Okay, so he gets SNL. They're like, we're announcing 3 new cast members today. Shane Gillis, blah, blah.
Exactly. And
some SJW. I don't know how they found this so quick. This guy, Seth Simons. He goes, today, SNL announced the hiring of its first cast member of East Asian descent, which they did. They also picked a Chinese guy.
Yep.
Chang Wang, I think is his name. Mm-hmm. Doesn't know a lick of English, so this is going to be interesting. So they do have a Chinese guy, no English. I think he's just going to stand there in the background. They needed somebody, in case they do a North Korea sketch or something. Today, SNL announced the hiring of its first cast member of East Asian descent, and also this guy. And then they pull a clip. Here's Shane Gillis. Have you ever seen this guy? He's a chubby little guy.
He kind of looks like the pig cops from that new A$AP Rocky music video.
Very similar, yes. If you've seen the new A$AP Rocky music video, Babushka, right?
Yep.
There's pig police officers dressed as pigs. Very similar, yes. So here he is. They pulled this clip. This is from 2018, and they pulled this immediately after hearing the news. Let's take a listen to this amazing clip here.
Damn, Chinatown's fucking nuts.
Chinatown.
Crazy,
It is full fucking China. Dude, it's fucking Chinese down there.
I wonder how that started. They just
Okay, so bad audio here. Let me fix this. So they're talking about it's some podcast. Who's this guy? Does anyone know? See, I'm out of the loop with these two.
I'm assuming that guy's name is Matt, because this is called Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast.
Oh, okay. Looks like cool guys, and they're sitting around doing a podcast, and it starts out going, Chinatown. It's really Chinese down there, okay? A word that I've used many times, Chinese, instead of Chinese. This is how they pronounce it. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Rewrite history here? Let's hear them.
Damn, Chinatown's fucking nuts.
it's crazy, dude.
It is full fucking China. Dude, it's
Yeah.
fucking Chinese down there.
I wonder how that started. They just built one fucked up looking building, and people were like, "All right, no one
love
said
it.
anything.
Let
Let's."
the fucking chinks live there, huh?
Well, they built.
So that's a tough one for people, especially A.D. Bryant, the big fat woman from SNL. I don't think I want to hear anything like that. You know, she's going to be A.D. Bryant. That's pretty good, A.D. Bryant, huh? A.D. Bryant's going to be furious when she hears this. He said, a lot of chinks down there. Okay, and that is just another word for Chinese people that a lot of people don't like. I happen to think that's a fine word. So he says that's a hard one to get out of, saying, that around those woke cast members. Colin, what is his name? Is his name Colin?
Colin Jost.
Colin Jost is not going to like that. I mean, these guys are pretty woke over there at SNL.
One fucked up looking building, and people were like, "All right, no one said anything.
Let
Let's."
the fucking chinks live there, huh?
Well, they built these fucking like huge Shanghai house. The first one must have
Shanghai
infuriated
house.
everyone. They went like,
I'm pissed
what
now.
the
I go
fuck?
down there. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Get these ducks out of that window.
you know
Dogs.
what? Yeah, true. Also, I'm always like, how can there be so many fucking restaurants down here?
All rest. Well, because
You go in, there's like one person eating ever.
fat white idiots like me are down there
True.
sucking down neuters.
I hate China. I hate the food at Chinatown. Sucks.
I like
Chinese food's a very
See,
dishonest.
these guys are funny, man. I'd like to hang out with these guys. These are my role models now. So I get what they're doing. Just sitting around talking about how gross China could be. I mean, and but you go on woke Twitter. Twitter is outraged by this alone. They are outraged. I mean, I saw comments saying stuff like, I've never seen anything more disgusting in my entire life. Is there any guy worse than this? And Jules is sitting there like, fuck, if they saw Redbar, we're fucking done. And then I said, no, we're not done. These people are nuts. They can shout all that nonsense into the abyss all they want. It's not illegal. It's not illegal to sit around and go, Chinese people. That's not illegal. Sorry. So, man, there are going to be a lot of bleeps in this YouTube clip, huh? Nothing to worry about unless you're the new SNL cast member. You can't live in both worlds. You really can't. So I'm sitting here wondering, and he said a lot of stuff. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Turns out this Shane guy deleted all of his old podcast episodes.
Pre-deleted
them
in preparation for the announcement.
Okay. So I'm on the fence here. You got Shane Gillis, who appears to be cool. Seems like he thinks like us, right? Cool guy. Says what he wants to in the, in the way. I don't think it's racist, of course. I'm not going to explain why we do this type of stuff. This is where we get our thrills. This is where we get our kicks. If you don't get it, sorry. Don't thrill shame me. How about that? How about I'm not allowed to kink shame? I get accused of this. I was accused of kink shaming on YouTube when I went after True Geordie because he deep-throated a black dildo covered in human feces. This is true. True Geordie took a black dildo out of someone's ass. It's covered in shit. I love that feces, he says. And I said, oh, that is sick. And I was met with, oh, you can't kink shame. You can't shame anybody for what they're into. Okay, well, don't thrill shame me. I get a kick, I get a thrill out of saying some outlandish things. Okay, that's my fetish. Okay, that's my gender. I assimilate, or what do they call that? Where you, identify as a guy like that. So don't shame me. And they're doing the same thing. And this is unexplainable to these, people. And I don't explain it to them.
Don't even try.
Why would I? Why would I give a fuck? But I have set up my life in a way where it can't affect me, you see. If SNL came to me and said, Mike, we would like to give you a role as, a funny guy in our sketch, I would go, thank you for the offer, SNL. I don't think so. It would be bad for you and terrible for me, okay? It would turn my life upside down. So Shane Gillis here. And I am being suspicious, as I am, of all comedians. They're cuckoo. So Shane Gillis wants to be me, say whatever he wants, get all the laughs, get that Sam Hyde crowd roll in, okay, all those internet guys. Oh, Shane, he's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can. And then he also wants to be on SNL, which is a sellout move. All right, let's be perfectly clear. SNL is the enemy of people like us. They are. They put us down. They want us gone. They are not our friends. So why is he joining SNL? Now, is he a guy like me? Like me. Ooh, okay, I'll take the opportunity, right? I'm this bad guy. Duh. And I will join Compound Media, okay, as a gag and see how long it lasts. And scoop up everything I can from the opportunity and run.
I would say yes, maybe he's doing that, but why did he delete all of his episodes?
Well, there you go. So let's talk about that. So 2 weeks ago, he deleted all of his archives. He deleted a lot of his tweets. So I think what happened is he was the bad guy as long as it lasted. He loved the fanfare from being the bad guy, right? And then SNL opportunity comes. I'd rather have that. Delete the episodes. I'm not a bad guy anymore.
They're saying he privated his Reddit also.
So can we cheerlead a guy like that? Or did he sell out? Did he wipe his nose of us? So I understand, and I know this is going to be a touchy subject because a lot of people like this guy. Mike, you're wrong. Shane's cool. Well, is he still cool? You're only as cool as you once were. You can fuck that up. You could fuck up being cool. Is this a fuck up? We're going to find out today. So here he is. Chinks, Shanks, and others. This is the guy I like. I don't know what he's going to do on SNL. Would I take that opportunity? I don't think I would. I mean, come on, man. Why would you want that kind of pressure You know, why would you want that kind of, why would you want to invite that kind of stuff into your life? You know, and SNL doesn't pay. It's not like it pays. So, you know, they pay you, I think, $2,500 a week for the first
and now
year.
You have an article from the New York Times calling you a racist.
Let's go over this.
Up.
Let's look at the articles here. This picked up real quick. Look at this. Vulture. New SNL hire Shane Gillis has a history of racist and homophobic remarks. Uh-oh. Yikes. They love this stuff. Here, let's look at the next one here. These are good. Variety. They were quick. New SNL. Come on, Variety. We got a live show. Oh, I could skip the ad? Do your ad guys get the... Do they think that I still watch it? New SNL cast member Shane Gillis uses racist, sexist, and homophobic remarks in resurfaced material. Ha, ha, ha. There he is, smiling.
Not really resurfaced.
He kind of looks like... Do people say this? He looks like that Corky. I'm not going to get into that. Poor Shane. You know, I'm on his side.
Going through a lot
I'm on his
today.
side. He's going through a lot.
I think
CNN.
I actually had a dream about him last night.
Really? New SNL,
so
here's CNN. New SNL hire, where's the, defends his comedy after bigoted comments surface. Whoa, I don't think so. We're going to show you that in a second. I don't think he defended
I
nothing.
sent you the New York Times one because I don't think your list updated because that was the first
here
one.
we go. The New York Times. Here's the biggie. And New York Times can put a stop to people real quick. We've seen this before. Shane Gillis's new SNL cast member used... Shane Gillis, the new SNL cast member, used racial slur in podcast. That's not just it. So they love this stuff. The news loves this stuff. And the people on Twitter went nuts. Do we have some angry Twitter moments here? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Twitter moment.
Here's the Twitter moment. All over Twitter.
Oh, wow. Making saying sensitive material.
Oh, okay. I got to continue. Wow, look at that. I got to... Wow, everybody covering this one. Wow, look at this. It's everywhere. So let's look at this thread, though. Look what people are saying. And this is what appalls me. I can't sleep when I read this stuff because, listen, there is nobody who has said worse stuff than me out there. There's not one man. I don't think so. Maybe David Duke. Okay? Oh, and I'm not racist. If you're just meeting me for the first time, I am. Well, I'm not racist. I can explain. Okay? Look at this. I hope he gets in trouble because... He broke a rule. Oh, okay. I think that guy's kidding. 2 white men talking about how Chinese cuisine is bad. I have to laugh. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not that bad. Ha ha ha. This is fucking hilarious. Thanks for sharing. SNL will finally be funny.
Looks like he's getting a lot of
this
support
is turning
today.
around. Look
Last
at this.
night when I was reading the replies to
yeah,
this,
the top
every single
replies.
person was like, I can't even breathe after watching this. It's so sickening. I'm going blind. I'm
Wow.
dizzy.
So it's kind of turned around. People are sticking up for him. Yo, bro, you're bugging. This man is funny. People are saying, look at this. Something tasteless, salty. Yeah, we were reading these replies yesterday to this initial tweet about his bigotry. And really, it was one after the other. I'm disgusted. I've never seen anything like this in my life. He is I can't believe this. He shouldn't be allowed to breathe. So,
I linked to some more of the mad people if you want to see,
oh,
but it's
okay,
nice
yeah.
to
What
see
do you
that
got
there's
here?
people
Let's
sticking
see. Yeah,
up for
that
him.
is nice. You know, things are changing here. Who's Mike Ryan? Is he mad?
I just picked blue check mark.
Mike
people.
Ryan, blue check marks are the worst. He says, I started covering SNL professionally in 2010. Yeah, so did I. And I've had a strict rule. I never comment publicly about cast members' future employment status because it didn't seem fair. What the fuck are you on, bro? But Shane Gillis is now the exception. Completely unacceptable. He needs to be dismissed immediately. This guy says. Not me. Wow. You know, pretty harsh here. Let's see another one here. People were pretty mad. These blue check marks. Here's Pat Reber. Thinking about tweeting that Shane Gillis is a bootlicking racist prick that harasses women for not wanting to fuck him. But I'm super scared someone will suggest that I'm jealous or only saying it to get booked on a show, which is the ultimate insult to me. What should I do? Oh, so that guy's a comic.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's so many comics. When I started getting involved in the comedy business, there were 45 comics across the whole nation. Now, billions. You know,
we walked past this flyer the other day that was like Chicago Women's Comedy Festival, and there was so many women on the flyer that you could barely even see them. It was like a crowd of hundreds.
Yeah, thousands of women are involved in comedy. When I got into comedy, women weren't. There was one woman per 100 men.
Yeah.
Women did not enjoy comedy. Now it's mostly women with glasses, you know.
If you click the second tweet from the bottom of that list, it's this comedy club that he used to work at, and they were like, "We knew he was bad ages ago. Give
the
us
good,
credit."
good comedy theater. Look at this. The good comedy theater chimes in. We, like many, were very quickly disgusted by Shane Gillis's overt racism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia, expressed both on and off stage. Upon working with him years ago, we've deliberately chosen not to work with him in the years since. Ooh.
Congrats.
Oh my God, thank you for saving us from... imagine if we heard him say, Chank, what would we do? So they're against this guy now, and I was going, so last night I see all this, and I'm going, what's going to happen here? Because, okay... can they ignore this? Or they? And my guess was I thought Lorne Michaels from SNL and Shane, he was going to pull him in. We've got a problem here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to wait a week. If in a week people are still talking about this, we're going to say goodbye. So let's hope that this goes away quickly. That's what I thought was going to happen, and they were just going to stay silent, you know. Because what do you respond? I mean, you know, how do you?
I think
say
they are still silent.
Well, they're not. Well, SNL is silent, but Shane issued an apology. Ah, brother. Let's look at his apology. Shane came out right away.
Yep.
Within about 4 hours of all this happening, Gillis comes out on Twitter and he says, "I'm a comedian who pushes boundaries. I sometimes miss. If you go through my 10 years of comedy, most of it bad, you're going to find a lot of bad misses. I'm happy to apologize to anyone who's actually offended by anything I've said. My intention is never to hurt anybody, but I'm trying to be the best comedian I can be, and sometimes that requires risks." Okay. Yikes.
So he tried to do a half-see
This is a half-half. You did apologize here. I'm happy to apologize to anyone that's actually offended. That's millions of people, they claim. Sometimes I miss. I don't know if that's a miss. You know, saying the thing about the Orientals, is that a miss, or you said chink? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a miss.
Just own up to what you said.
Just own up. Go, listen, man. You know,
that's
these
funny
Chinese
to me.
people
Sorry.
are fucking nuts, bro. So, yeah, that stuff's funny to me. Now, but yeah, what does SNL think? Does SNL just go, this is a miss? Is A.D. Bryant going to be able to work alongside with him? Who else is on that show? There's a lot of woke people on that show. You know, anti-Trump, very PC people on that show. I don't know if they're going to let this fly. I want to know what the listeners think. Do you think this is a push out? Do you think, wow, he's selling his soul for SNL? Or do you think he's doing what he's got to do, Mike? Chill, he's
I think
cool.
He shouldn't have apologized, because this apology isn't going to
look at
make
this.
anyone
Here's
happy.
a guy defending him. I don't see an actual apology here at all. He doesn't say sorry. He says, I'm happy to apologize. That's an apology. If you say I apologize, you're apologizing.
Yeah.
Now, he is kind of setting it up. I
he
would
doesn't
apologize.
think that anyone's actually offended and
Yeah.
that they're being
All right.
performatively woke is what he's getting at, but I still consider this a half-see
There's a lot of people
apology.
who don't want to see him go. I can see that. There's a lot of people who go, I like Shane. I don't want to hate him. Right? A lot of people like that. So they're going to go, this isn't an apology. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what happens next. I want to see. They're saying no apologies. An appropriate response from a comedian should be, suck my dick, bitch. Yes, I agree. He's hustling.
And
Brandon Mueller, wait, listen to this. Brandon Mueller says, he's hustling. That's the scared weak man's excuse, yes. I don't like that. I don't like the hustling. You know, I think you got to live your life one way or another. I don't like people who want to eat from both forks, man. I don't. I think you either live in this world or you live in that world. These days, you can't live in both.
And saying that your 10 years of comedy has a lot of bad misses, isn't that dismissing all your real fans?
So there you go. So that's where I have a problem
Like,
with
people
it.
like you because of your comedy.
The
They don't
miss
think
is,
it's a miss.
By the way, he's calling everything that we like about him, he's calling a miss now.
Exactly.
So that's kind of a problem here. I have a lot of bad misses. Why is that a miss? That's what was funny about that clip. The reason we watched it was for what you're now calling a miss. So, to dismiss it, now what? Are you a nice guy? Are you not going to do any misses? I want you to do misses still. We love misses around here. So if he's done with misses, are you going to be upset if now he never does any edgy stuff anymore and he's a goody two-shoes? Well, then will you be upset? I don't know. Defending yourself is crunch, yes. I agree with that.
And
never defend
since
yourself.
SNL didn't say anything yet, do you think behind the scenes they demanded he apologize?
I mean, there's got to be something going on.
This is what he
I don't know.
came up with to kind of keep both people on his side?
Xander here in our chat says he should have kept quiet. I think so too. Always keep quiet. Don't give them anything. Because this could all blow over within a day. You don't know. Something else could happen.
Coming out by Monday, it could be gone.
I would, if I were this guy and they were, I would go, I would probably not say anything. Why defend yourself? Never defend yourself. Even against, I would say only defend yourself if your true fans are asking
Exactly.
you.
I was just going to say all of the people in the comments that are his fans are already defending him.
Whoa.
And all the people who like him aren't turning on
exactly.
him, so you don't need to
So
apologize.
my philosophy is don't put yourself on trial. Only put yourself on trial if it's court ordered. Why put yourself through a trial? Fuck you. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody except for your fans if you actually like them. So I never explain myself to nobody unless if all of a sudden all of you wanted an explanation, then I think I owe it to you.
Exactly.
But I don't owe shit to anybody that don't like me. What's the point? Yeah, you don't get it. So never defend.
Let's see what the replies are saying, how people took his apology.
Okay, yeah. Shane Gillis is
I'm
coming.
curious because I didn't really read them.
Let's see. There's some meme. Okay, but he called Chinese people chinks. There's comedy, and then there's just plain racism. Whoa! Circumstances and context are important. It was edgy talking between friends on a podcast. Not the greatest jokes, but there wasn't hate behind it. What do you mean not the greatest jokes? One of the best jokes I've heard all year. Why do people try to pretend that, that's a low.
Because they don't
Shut
want to
the
be
fuck
called
up.
racist. These Twitter people are
Who
scary.
gives a shit about being called racist? A podcast among friends that were also comedians. Comedians say edgy shit all the time. Friends also say edgy shit. That's just how it goes. This is that deep. I agree with that. It's not risky to be racist. It's boring. The material wasn't even funny. Apologize for that. Yikes. But this is what I mean. It's like, if you know that you do all this stuff, why would you take SNL?
Like, you should at least have a plan for
Have
this
a plan.
other than just deleting all your old material and
Yes,
praying
and there
that
you
it's
go.
gonna
He
come
deleted
out.
all his old material. So he wants this new life, kind of.
Yeah.
He wants to get rid of the old life and on with the new. This is kind of troublesome to me. I don't know. If I did that, you'd be mad. But, you got to really live by who cares. You see all these people all the time posting Iron Man quotes, Robert Downey Jr. I don't give a fuck. You do give a fuck, okay? Not giving a fuck really means you just go, and you don't even talk about it. Not giving a fuck is going, I don't give a fuck. And you don't write an apology. You don't delete your old material. And if the SNL thing works out, you go, woo-hoo-hoo, look, I got the best of both worlds. I got my cake and ate it too. And if it doesn't, you go, yeah, what was I thinking? Why would it work out? What was I expecting? I said chinks all the time. Of course it's not. Shouldn't be on NBC. Haven't you seen how the world works? You got to be reasonable with yourself here, a little bit here. So let's see this. Regardless of this, I have something. I always have my own take, don't I? I always have my own take. Every other show kind of just riffs on what the whole world is talking about, right? And it's never even a riff. It's just the same shit repackaged by a different guy. Not here at Redbar. There is nobody including this in the Shane Gillis story, and this is where the pettiness comes in. Redbar is known for its petty. I saw something about this guy I didn't like. I saw something about him I didn't like. And remember, I don't know anything about him, but I saw this, and I didn't like it. This comes from Kill Tony. You know Kill Tony, the show hosted by everybody's favorite Australian Visa card scam artist. He's got a fake wife from Australia, right? The nudist model, the goth. And Tony Hinchcliffe runs a show called Kill Tony. It's a live show from the Comedy Store where he and three comedian guests, Brian Redban is on there. They sit there and they let open micers come up. And the open micers come up, they do 1 minute of stand-up comedy, and then they're judged. It's like American Idol for stand-up, okay? Think about that. So Shane was a guest judge on that show, along with Louis J. Gomez and, was it Big J. Okerson? Yes, from the Legion of Skanks. And Shane was on there. I didn't know Shane. I was watching this. And this comic comes up and does his routine. I'm going to show you this here. Today,
Brendan Crick.
Oh, shut the
Getting
fuck
it
up.
started, Brent.
Shut the fuck up. Brendan Crick. Yeah, sorry. Always blasted out by stuff here. We're going to jump to, let me first go to 9 minutes in, I believe. 9 minutes in. I'm the time code queen. 9 minutes in, and I'll show you. Here we go. Look at the beautiful setup here. Don't adjust your eyes. This is really how they do it. There's the band, okay, dressed up like the Clintons today. You've got Louis J. Gomez. My good friend Louis J. Gomez. Big J. Okerson, who does some really freaky-deaky stuff behind the scenes. He's the king of chocolates, they call him. And there he is, Shane Gillis. There's my man. Whoa. Right there. And there's Tony Hinchcliffe. There's Brian Redband. Okay? They're all sitting there. Shane Gillis right in the middle. So this comic, what they do is they open micers, loser comics that have only been doing comedy like a year or less, throw their name into a bucket, and Tony picks out of a bucket and reads their name. They come up, they do 60 seconds of stand-up, and then they judge them. Watch this.
All right, your first comedian getting uninterrupted 60 seconds tonight goes by the name of Brendan Crick.
Brendan
Crick.
Wow.
Love that name.
Deep back corner.
Fucking Crick.
Brendan Crick. Here he comes.
Porn section.
Wow. Damn. Here he is.
Look at this guy.
One more time for
Thank
Brendan
you.
Crick, everybody.
Okay, so Brendan Crick comes up. He's this fucking midge, right? He must be like 4'11". He's a complete nerd. He's wearing like this Proud Boys-esque Fred Perry polo shirt, but with green stripes instead of yellow. He's wearing some slacks. Looks like some knockoff stomping boots. What do you call those type of boots there? He's got glasses. He's got a nerd's haircut. I mean, he is a geek, man. He looks like he works at CompUSA or Circuit City, you know, and he's trying to sell you a Compact Presario or HP Pavilion or a Gateway computer. I don't know if they sold. I think that was I don't know if they sold Gateways there. So he's a geek, right? He comes up. And let's listen to a little bit of his stand-up. Here's this geek coming up on stage. Where am I going with this? You'll see. Doc Martens, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
You
welcome.
ever think about how 9/11 was so long ago it's not even in HD?
It's actually pretty fun.
Like, you watch 9/11 now, you're like, what is this, a VHS tape? It's got, like, the lines going up.
Funny,
I'm waiting for, like, the Blue Master to drop. The Blu-ray remaster. Like, 9/11 was a weird amount of time ago, right? Like, it was a long time ago, but also everyone almost had smartphones. Like, we so narrowly missed a Snapchat 9/11. You know, just like a guy on the plains posting to his story, oh my God, they have box cutters, they took the cabin. To my darling wife and my children, I'm going to miss you so much, but he has dog ears.
Very funny.
Just a guy with the boomerang making the towers go like, whoop, whoop.
This is kind of killing my point here if he's funny. Let's pretend we hate all that comedy. And maybe you do, okay? He's still a nerd. Now watch this. So his comedy ends. Watch this. His 60 seconds is about to come to a stop. Watch this.
Just falling. Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah, Brendan Crick. Fun
Look how short he
times. Welcome back.
Okay, if you like his comedy, let's pretend we just hate him because he's short and a nerd. Okay? So here he is, shorter than the actual mic stand itself. That's always a bad sign. You know, there's not a mic stand in this world that raises taller than me. Okay? Tall man podcast. Gonna watch this. People don't know my true height here. Very fucking tall. I look like a Roald Dahl book or something right now, right? This is like something you'd only see in a Shel Silverstein compilation. Tall man. And you can check this out on my Instagram, at Redbar Radio, Tall Man Podcast Spin. I'm lumbering, man. I got to keep my chair. Look, my chair is 6 inches off the ground in order for me to come into frame regular. Okay? I'm very, very fucking tall. But this guy, very, very short. And we do not take kindly to shouties around here. So let's see this. Here's the part that I thought was interesting about Shane Gillis. They're sitting here and they're all interviewing this guy. Let's watch a little bit of the interview. Here we go. Yes, the BFG. Thank you.
Back.
Here we go.
Thank you.
You've been on this show before, right?
Yeah, twice before.
I think I remember telling you that you seem like the kind of guy that sleeps with your glasses on.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe
Could have been. Yeah.
Look at you. You are adorable. How long you been doing stand-up?
Like 8 years?
8 years. Heck yeah. You looked at...
He and I started together in Central PA.
Yeah.
Wow. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
he's from Lancaster.
Okay.
Damn, this must be awkward as shit then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You're
kind of
like
weird.
judging him.
Yeah.
Look
He
how...
probably hooked you up with a show once.
Okay.
Ooh, this is weird.
I wanted this to...
So that's true. They got their start together. That's not uncommon. A lot of comedians get their start together, right? A lot of comedians come up at the same time. We've seen this before. You know, there's people like who came up at the same time as Sarah Silverman, and they're still, you know, feature comics, openers, okay? Not very big. So, okay, he admits to that. I didn't even know that, but that's nice. So they're going to sit here and make fun of him now. Watch this.
go well. I'm very happy.
It did go well.
Yeah,
9/11 stuff?
I feel good about
That's
it.
always been. He had. You remember that bit you had about the troop? Like he had one bit in Central PA. It's very like hick, white trash, and he was like, "I liked 9/11 because it resulted in the death of so many troops."
Yeah.
The crowd. He bombed constantly.
Oh, okay. So Shane starts making fun of him now because he kind of gets this vibe that this guy's a nerd. Let's pick on him, right? So Shane's going, he used to bomb constantly, ha ha ha. And I think the rest of the guys, they're all kind of in the spirit, like, can't wait to start digging in. Let's start picking on this little shrimp.
Central
love
PA,
that.
but yes.
Let's see.
I love that. How long have you lived in L.A.?
Like 2 years, a little bit, year and a half.
Remind us, how do you make money?
I work at a bank during the day.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He works at a bank during the day, so he's not even a paid comic. Not even a paid comic. Yikes. How sad. Shane Gillis on his way to SNL here. This is, weeks before his SNL thing. This guy's working at a fucking bank, right? Sir, you've overdrawn your account. Who the hell works at a bank, by the way? And even Tony goes, sounds about right. Because what? They all think he's a loser. Okay, let's see.
It looks like you fogged up your glasses to clean them off, but you forgot to clean them off.
They're all making
I just
fun of him.
don't care about myself.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, I neglect myself.
In what are some other ways that you neglect yourself? Can you share more with us?
So this is a true geek, right? I mean, you've heard enough. He works at a bank. He's a miniature man. He neglects himself. He's got that, hey, everybody, I got a voice like this. But he did have some funny 9/11 jokes. I will give him that, okay? Nina is what I call it. Nina. But it's pretty clear this guy's a geekus, right? You wouldn't be caught dead hanging out with him. You don't want to be anywhere near him, okay? I'm going to speak for you guys and say that that's what you would think. Okay, let's hear the rest. Where is Mike going with this? What does this really have to do with Shane Gillis? Let's see. Someone says, well, look at this guy. He's all... I knew he was responding to that. I go, he works at a bank. And then this guy goes, that's fine. And then he comes back in. He goes, what's wrong with working in a bank? What's wrong with working in a bank? Really? I have to go over this with you? Okay, well, let me think. Working at a bank. Well, it fucking sucks! It's a fucking bank! What do you mean? 8 hours in a bank? That's crazy! So that's what I think is wrong with working at a bank. All right, look at this. Check this out.
Biceps.
Yeah, for sure. I eat candy and drink soda all the time.
He eats candy.
Really?
I tell people I work out, but I don't.
You haven't been.
You ever been fucked by an Italian criminal?
Fuck.
Been fucked by criminals, but women. I think.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you met my wife?
Okay. Stop it.
Hello.
Right.
Hillary Clinton impression.
It's very funny, man, but certainly.
They're saying this guy works in an ATM. He's so small, he works at the ATM. He actually manually, he types, he sees the request, he hands you the money. That's how ATMs work. It's not robotics.
Nervous as shit.
It's very hot up here.
Yeah. Anything crazy ever happen to you when you're working at the bank? Anybody ever hand you a note and you're like, hey, I
here
might
we
try
go.
that?
Thank you guys for sticking up for me. My mom worked at a bank. Someone says 5 years. She said it was the worst job she ever had. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Why would it be good? I mean, come on, man. It's a job. 8 hours at any fucking place. Standing there. Hello, can I help you? Hello? Hello, can I look at your records? Hello, can I? What the fuck? Who would want to work at a bank? And you don't work at a bank, bro. That guy says he worked at a... What bank allows Redbar to be blared through the speakers at 12:23 on Friday? What bank do you work at? You know? I don't believe that guy anymore. By the way, if you work at a bank and you listen to Redbar, you should be looked into by the FBI. All right? Because this is a bank thieves haven. And I'm reporting you to your job. Here we go.
This on stage tonight or something like that.
I had a guy reach over the counter and caress my whole arm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's caressing your
I'm
arm.
sorry to keep interrupting. Here's a guy, very funny. He goes, I am actually a bank robber, this guy said. So now we have a bank robber in our chat fighting with the guy who worked at the bank, I hope.
Natural enemies.
Yes. Yeah, this show was, people don't know this. I got my start, I was a bank robber.
Wow.
When I first started this. Everybody get down, I used to say. They drop to the floor.
But then you realize the yelling could take you to other places.
Exactly. They go, you've got a perfect scream for Redbar radioing. And I said, oh, okay, I'll do that instead. Less trouble. All right, let's see what happens here. Why am I showing you this clip? Let's see.
Imagine all the other arms that guy must be caressing throughout the day.
It was Lewis looking for your biceps.
So they're all making fun of this chode, right?
So what's your love life like? You admit to not taking care of yourself. You say you drink soda and eat candy.
Oh, I'm very celibate.
Uh-oh.
You know, I'll fuck like once.
Listen.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy boy. How celibate are you?
How celibate are you?
I fucked like 6 months ago, and no more of that for me. So
No more of that for you.
So this guy's been on stage for like 6 minutes here. All in all. And Shane's kind of sitting there. He said, we came up in comedy together. Uh-oh, do we have another secret? Is there another secret that maybe Shane didn't want out? Because Shane said, yeah, we worked together in comedy. Now Shane's kind of sitting there kind of, right? We're going, what's going on? Watch this. I'm going to back up just a second. And I want you to just see. This is all you. I'm not going to make any judgments here. Watch this.
like 6 months ago, and no more of that for me. So
no more of that for you.
We'll be fine going forward without that.
Did you hurt her? What happened?
No more of that.
No, just like I fuck badly. Eventually, it's just like
I fuck badly. That's bad.
Eventually, they turn 18.
What kind of explaining? How badly do you fuck? Give us a.
Well,
give us
I
some
fuck fine,
deets.
but I never come.
What do you?
Okay, there's a sick one. I fuck fine, but I never come. Okay, shooting it out. It's kind of a weird thing. Let's hear some more.
What do you mean you never come?
Well, just
Are you putting your finger on the tip of it, or like?
What are you talking about, Red Man?
Dude, Jeffrey Epstein had less reason to kill himself.
Yeah. Shane, you've heard me fuck. How did it sound?
I've heard you fuck. Oh, yeah. We also lived together in Philly.
What? Wait. I will back this up. So this comic is sitting there taking it up the ass, and then he goes, Shane, you've heard me fuck. And Shane goes, oh yeah, we also lived together for a time. What? I think that should have been disclosed at the beginning, Shane. This is kind kind of a thing for me. All right. Now, I understand this is petty. But Shane did not want that crowd knowing he lived with this fucking guy. Wow, oh, look at the chat. Wow, we got one. Shane is a bad guy. Oh, yeah, we were roommates. Wowzers, I love this. Wow, LOL. The chat is lit up, man.
Plus, he let a giant pause go by before he said,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you kind of forgot that you once lived with this fucking nerd who can't come? Dog! Listen, I'd be embarrassed about living with this kid, too, but, you know. So the minute he came up, Shane was like, fuck, this makes me look uncool. Fuck, this makes me look uncool. By the way, should you ever be even living with a guy, I am a no roommate man. I want you to know this. Never had a fucking guy roommate. Well, in college I did. I was, 18. After that, no roommates. All right? Girls. Those types of girls. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese girls. Just kidding. Just whites. But, roommates, bad. Let's watch this again.
Dude, Jeffrey Epstein had less reason to kill himself.
Yeah. Shane, you've heard me fuck. How did it sound?
I've heard you fuck. Oh, yeah. We also lived together in Philly. And
wait, what? Shane, you should have started off with that.
I forgot. I totally forgot.
That's how forgettable you are.
Oh, no. I forgot. I totally forgot. I don't know about Jules. You ever forget who you've lived with in Philly before?
Think so.
No, not me. Yikes. Little embarrassing. Let's read the comments. Yep, can't support this Shane guy. That's very suspect. These men have touched. Being on Kill Tony makes you look bad to begin with. Okay, sure. No roommates after college. This is Renazizi level shit. Haha, roommate after college means gay. Lies begin. Forgot. Wow. Yikes. Let's see what happens here. Let's watch this unravel again. Here.
Just started off with that.
I forgot. I totally forgot.
That's how forgettable you are that he forgot you lived with him.
Well, he was like living because he's like real autistic, so he's like living with like a weird cat. So like he would come home and like run straight up the steps. He'd be like, "Hello," and just run away.
Okay.
Shane forgot that he lived with him.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever come having sex with someone?
Oh, yeah, I used to come, but no more.
What happened?
Oh, and then Shane takes the ever-needed fool's sip. Sorry, folks. He goes like this. Oh, glad that's over. The endless look into the cup. Am I going to be okay? Looking at the reflection in the beer. Get it together, Shane. That sip that people make when they just can't look the camera in the eye. So, I don't know. Listen, I want to like Shane. But what have we seen here today? We saw a guy that started out cool. Now he wants to be on SNL. He's making apologies. He's deleting content. He's forgetting that he lived with creeps. Yikes, man. Mike don't know about that. So there it is. The Shane Gillis saga. Let's see what he does, though. Let's see what happens with this SNL thing.
Can't wait to see if he gets fired or not.
I'm excited. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back because I go bathroom bad. You know how this works. We'll see you in a sec.
My asshole won't close all the way anymore. I wonder if there's like a fetish for guys whose assholes are wrecked. Once your asshole's blown up, it's blown up.
I have to